Welcome to my room. It's been a few months that I've been working on it. It is completely different from what it was before. And I just want to take you through what I did, what changes I made. It's not fully 100% completed, but it's at a point where I can say it's nice enough where I don't need to push for anything urgently. Okay, so maybe first of all, I need to turn off the fan so that there's not much background noise, and then let's turn on the lights because it's getting a bit dim. It's very cloudy this morning, afternoon. Okay, so story time is that I think the biggest thing about my room change is the flooring. So this is my floor right now. I changed it to this herringbone design vinyl flooring, whatever you call that. So since you're talking about floor, let me get on the floor and show you, talk about this. Before this, about 15 years ago, my bedroom floor has been this like cement screed. We needed to change it over because it got wet. It was a parquet flooring, it got wet, and then we need to change it. But I was young. I really liked the cement idea. The idea was cement flooring, cement screed floor. And then they painted it over. After they painted it over, it cracked almost immediately, like maybe 1-2 weeks. Within 1-2 weeks, I think that was it, if I remember correctly. And after that, I just lived with it for 15, however long it was, over years. It was like unfinished, cement. So it gets dusty very easily from the floor. When you step on it enough, you're gonna get that dusty feeling on your feet. And I was okay to live with it, what we're gonna do about it. But then this year I started to change things one by one, very slowly, then very quickly, because once you move certain stuff, you need to get things moving one after another. So I knew that the flooring was the one of the most important things, or one of the biggest things that I really wanted to change. On top of that, I also had a open concept wardrobe, but it wasn't a wardrobe. It was just a pole that was hung. It was just a pole that was hung. For the longest time, my room went through a lot of changes. I had a pole on this side, a pole on that side, and then I had clothes. Okay, so this is editor me interrupting the video to show you what my room was like before all these changes happened, right? But I really tried to dig as much as I could, but I couldn't find a lot of photos or videos because it was really not that nice. So I just didn't feel like taking a lot of stuff, right? Number one, right here, I have a video of how things were before a lot of these changes were made. I had my Omnidesk, as you can see here, and then I already moved some of my stuff out. It is like halfway through a lot of the changes. The floor, you can see it's the old cement screed floor. You can see there are some markings that I made just to think about where I want to put stuff and plan things that I want to consider. You can see the wall is this bluish white tone. So really painting it pure white. I don't know if pure white is actually a real thing, but painting it white really makes a huge difference, I feel. Now, back then it was like this dark gray. I painted it dark gray and then I painted it myself also again white, but it just didn't look that white, It's like faded-ish light blue because when you do it yourself, you don't really do a good job. Most of the time. I had a punching bag that I put during COVID times yeah, because. And then this is one of my clothes wardrobe, my so-called wardrobe. I had like a really long makeshift shelf on top to put stuff, which was nice, but it was really ugly also. This is my desk setups, but this is the Omnidesk one already, so it's been so-called upgraded. my curtains. This one was the manual one with the curtain rod, which is quite okay, I guess. This one is my bookshelf, my Ziploc bag. All my books in Ziploc bags, I mean. You can see I was a lot of packing stuff already, a lot of packing. Okay, this one is really, really long ago. I think this is like 2021-ish time. You can see my clothes here. I have a lot of stuff that I decluttered and cleared out since then. I didn't have my table here yet. Uh, I worked outside in the living room, and then I have a lot of weird curtains that try to like keep the light out in a very DIY way, which was really bad. This is a glass bottle make into a lampshade. I don't know if it's not a lampshade, like a light thing. And then I have my makeshift shelving, all this shelving. It was nice, but it's not polished, right? So in the end, it's a mess. And then my second lot of clothes are hanging on top here. Over here is this old cabinet, but it's now shifted outside into the dining room. Better use for it. And then I have a lot of stuff, just a lot of random shit that I cleared out since these are where I put my clothes, some of my shorts and stuff like that. It was really messy. This here is my table. When I first got it, I haven't got my dual monitor set up yet, but you can get a sense of this. This table here is from like old Ikea. They don't even have this table. They don't even sell it anymore. And then I have this like makeshift shelf below to prop it up, which was I mean cheap but terrible. I mean it worked, but it has a lot of limitations. Let's just put it that way. So as you can see, it's been a huge upgrade since. So now you can see that this space is all empty-ish, a lot neater than it was before. I mean, it's still a bit messy in certain areas, but you can see I have a wardrobe now. I have enough space for my clothes and other stuff that I used to have on open shelves. It was really messy. And then I had clothes hanging on this area as well. So everything now is neat-ish and tidy in this wardrobe, mostly. Yeah, so the wardrobe was another thing that I really wanted. I felt that, you know what, it's gonna make things a lot easier to manage. For example, when I really wanted to shoot YouTube videos, it was so hard to get a framing thing out, a framing that I was happy with, because I was trying to get that shot where, oh, I don't see this thing in the frame, and I don't see my clothes in the frame, and then it's just so difficult. At least now it's slightly neater, and wherever I move this camera, I have the Osmos with me, the Pocket 3. Wherever I move it around is decently nice to look at. Yeah, I think. Yes, tell me yes. So as you can see here, this is my bed. It's the only thing that has been unchanged since I made all these changes. So everything else is almost updated, refreshed. So the bed has not been changed. I still sleep on a mattress on the floor. And previously, yes, I did sleep on a mattress on the floor. I was totally comfortable with it. I don't like the idea of having a bed frame. Yeah, you see with this mattress on the floor, right? If I want more space for whatever reason, like to do photo shoots, video shoots, I want some space to exercise maybe, but probably not. Anything to get more space, I just move the bed up against the wall, chuck the pillows into the wardrobe or something like that. And then, yeah, this was a huge deal when I was making all these changes. For example, when we did the flooring, when we did the painting, I just moved the bed out of the room. So in terms of timeline, what actually happened was first we had the ceiling. First, I had the ceiling fan changed. It was a really old ceiling fan which made a lot of creaking noises, even though I'm 100% sure that nothing was gonna happen. It was just like not smooth, right? It still worked fine. It's not gonna drop or anything, I'm sure. So I changed the ceiling fan first. I chose one that had a wood-like finish. I'm not sure if it's actually wood. Oh, it's really dusty. But as you can see, this is very common, nowadays to have these fans with the light installed together, which I am against. I am against because I prefer my lights separate. I'll touch on my lights in a bit, but so far I like the finish of the wood. It's quite relatively cheap to get this ceiling fan. The ceiling fan has been in this center position for all these years in my room. So just leave it there in the same spot, but update it with a different one. It's not particularly fast, I think, in my opinion. It's really hot in Singapore without the aircon. So after the fan, the next thing I got was the standing desk. Now I'm using the wide angle lens here, not lens, but the adapter thing, so that you can see more of the room. But you can see my desk, my standing desk setup. I am totally for standing desk. 8 hours a day sitting at a spot really, I think, hurts your back and whatever that you have. I think standing is better than sitting, but standing all day is not that great as well. So probably change between sitting and standing. That's a better idea. But so before this, I had this like makeshift desk. I got it from Ikea. It's just an ordinary desk from Ikea, but then I stacked a lot of stuff like shelving, makeshift DIY shelving. So it was like a DIY standing desk setup, which to save on money, yes, it works, but you couldn't really do a lot with it. This is really expensive, I think, in my opinion, really expensive. Total because it was probably about 2,000 Singapore dollars plus, right? Including all the accessories. I'll make another video on the desk itself alone, but you get the idea. I recommend getting a standing desk, whichever brand you have. Maybe it doesn't need to be mechanical, and I mean not mechanical. Doesn't need to be motorized like this, but I think what's great is to have something that you can stand on. And then before this, my setup, I'm using the same chair. So this chair is from Ikea. I really like it. It's really sturdy. So it's adjustable for the sitting height and then for standing height. So if I change my desk to lower, I can just change the chair along with it. And if I need something to lean on when I am standing, I can do it rather easily. Something like that. So I lean on like that, work, put the chair away when I feel like standing, work. Then can bring it down to sitting position, and then the chair can be put for sitting position as well. So I really like this IKEA chair. My desk setup has been dual monitor for the longest time. I work with my so-called office company laptop, and then I have my personal computer here as well. I have this set of drawers from IKEA. I'm sure you can find a lot more fancier looking ones. So first the fan, and then the desk. The good thing about the desk, the Omnidesk, and whatever standing desk you can get, hopefully it has wheels. So this was so good because during the so-called remodeling renovation process, I just moved it around so much so that I can make space for other stuff. For example, painting the room. I put it in the center, and then the painter painted the room all over, and the flooring also. The desk couldn't get out of the room because it's too wide for the door. When they installed the flooring, the desk stayed in the middle. The wheels were really easy for them to move it around while they installed installed the flooring. So much more convenient with the wheels. Before that, it was just a stationary desk setup somewhere in this location against facing the window. I really like facing the window. So facing the window, you get the view of the outside. I think according to studies or whatever, that when you look out, when you work facing the window, it helps with your creativity and all that. But I prefer it because there's a lot more light also, either facing the window or to the side of the window, somewhere maybe facing this way or facing the wall, but the window is still on my right side or left side. Anywhere that is really close to the window, I am a huge fan of. As I said, because of the natural light, but the problem is that I'm going to compromise on the visibility on the screen. So when it gets really sunny, when the sun is setting or when during the day, the visibility on my screens can get really bad. But it's a compromise I'm willing to take. I don't want to be at the far corner this side here of the room where it feels a bit more like you're in a dark room kind of thing. I don't like to work in that kind of environment. I need to see the outside world at least. Not that I'm in a prison. Okay, so after the desk was in, I had to plan for the next steps. So the flooring was what I really wanted, right? So I spoke to the flooring people. I chose this floor that is herringbone. Herringbone is like this chevron shape. If you don't know, you can go and look at Pinterest. There's a lot of like ideas for herringbone. I just like it because it's a bit more interesting than just your standard shape, whereas everything is just one line, right? So the thing is that when you buy these vinyl tiles, you need a MOQ, minimum order quantity, and then the good thing is that my space is not say really small, but also not really big. So if I get the normal size ones, the normal pattern ones, I will still need to purchase a lot more to hit the minimum or pay the fees so that I will hit the minimum order. So I got the minimum, and then these ones were, because they are in this certain shape, they take up a lot more excess, as in you need to cut off a lot of this on the edges here. So as you can see for the herringbone over here, there's the edges here, they have to cut off the excess. There's a lot of excess that's going to be wasted, so-called, when you use such a design like this. Excess on the other side as well. So imagine all four corners of the room, you have a lot of excess. So after I spoke to the people with the flooring, this was done by Evorich. It's very popular in Singapore to go to this company for vinyl floors. And vinyl floors, as you may know, is a lot more cost effective or cheaper than if you do use natural materials. So you get the look of wood. Obviously, it doesn't look really realistic 100%, but it's good enough. It's known to be durable, easy to clean, easy to maintain. I think cost about 1,500 for the whole room, this amount of space, which is fine. I spoke to the guy, he said, do everything first. For example, if you want to paint the walls, paint the walls. If you want to do the windows first, and then do the flooring for the after you've done all that. So that was what I had to do first. I paid the deposit because I just wanted to so-called lock it down, even though I think in retrospect there's no need to. But anyway, I made a decision I picked this one up. There was this darker wood. There was a lighter version of this, which I feel like is more suited for the Scandinavian look, which I feel like I don't really want to go for that. I feel like the dark one is fine with me. So since I'm doing the flooring, I might as well do up as much as I can, right? The windows had issues, right? They were difficult to open and close, and then there was like a bit of water leaking from time to time. So I changed the windows. I contacted but a company that did windows. They quoted me, and then we arranged for the windows to be done. Aircon was really old. not well maintained. And then painting also. Painting, as you can see behind me, this is a lime wash finish. This is a lime wash finish on this side, and then the rest of the room here is all white paint, including the ceiling. So what happened was I do the windows first, and then I removed the aircon, the old aircon. So I had a few nights, quite many nights of no aircon, which was terrible. Then after removing the aircon there, I also need to make sure everything else across the walls and the ceiling is as clean as possible. No more screws and nails, that kind of stuff, evenly removed at least. And then I got it painted. After that, then I installed the aircon, and then I can install the vinyl floors. So a lot of this about sequencing. You need to know like certain stuff that you need to do first before you do the other stuff, if you are doing something so major. Other than that, lighting, I really like these track lights, which I will get into another video as well. You can see here, these track lights. So these track lights were installed as and when. It's not as major, I would say, major in terms of the sequence of when installed. After the painting was done, I started to really get into the installation of the lights here. This is track lights. I really kind of like the track lights, the idea of track lights. So over here you have track lights like this. I can add more. I can remove if I don't really like it. You can see these are removable heads, right? You can move them around. Many of these track lights are easily movable. And then the next one I installed this side here, where it goes on like a curved angled shape like that. So I'm really inspired by this new, I'm not sure if it's a trend, but this new look where they have track lights on that goes around the wall in certain crazy shapes. So I'm really a huge fan, or I really got interested in the way that people can make these track lights, which used to be just one track of lights. When you see how track lights were done in the past, it's like, oh, it's just a standard one line, and then you have 3 or maybe 6, just 6 lights that are this certain type only, and then they point down. And it's not very interesting, you know. But then when I saw that track lights, you can actually use an adapter like this to hang a pendant light. This is so amazing to me. I don't know how to put it in words. This is so amazing. Like, this is a track light, but you use a pendant light. You can buy it from Ikea, anywhere that sells a pendant light, and then you change it up. Obviously, you need a professional to know how to change this, or you can go on YouTube. My father helped me with this. Maybe the next one I'll try to do it myself and then do a video. But you can get adapters for this that you just attach on. So imagine you just have one track, and then you can line them up with pendant lights if you want. You don't need to put any of those so-called traditional looking track lights. My wardrobe here is from Ikea. So I gonna say again that it's really good to have a wardrobe like this. You fully customizable. Okay, I wouldn't say fully, but very highly customizable. Yeah, highly customizable is the word. And there is lights for this. Let me turn it on. I'm a huge fan of not buying more clothes than I need. So if I want more clothes for whatever reason, you can throw out what's, not throw out, but give away, maybe. Give away, throw away, get rid of old clothes first before buying new ones. And then in the second drawer, I have supplements, some of my deodorant kind of stuff, and a bit of miscellaneous stuff. My second drawer, my shorts, underwear, bed sheets. My third drawer, a lot of miscellaneous stuff. And then the last one is books. For books, I'm a huge fan of putting them in Ziploc bags because I feel like they keep the books better, well maintained. You know, they don't get exposed to the humidity of the air. They don't get yellow or yellow spots more easily. All these books that I kept in Ziploc bags look like they are brand new because even when I open them, even when I read them, some of them, most of them I read, some of them I don't. But even when I read them, I don't like fully open the spine because I don't want to like destroy the book or like wear it out, which is crazy, Now I don't read anymore. So I'm trying to sell them off to anyone who wants to read more of these books. Sell them off on Carousel. I used to have them on the open shelf right on this side, and it's crazy how much of a pain it was to look at. I mean, because I wanted to take more YouTube videos for like content and stuff, but it's just a piece of the wall area that I just cannot use, right? It's so messy. Ziploc bags and then books. Books in Ziploc bags. Books alone, maybe it looks fine because they look like a pattern kind of thing. Books in Ziploc bags, it looks a bit goofy. It's very functional. It works so well, but when someone looks at it, anyone looks at it like, why you keep your books in Ziploc bag? So now I want to talk about my idea behind this space and what I like about it, or what's my philosophy, behind how I plan or design or decided on what to do here. First of all, my tips is to not follow trends blindly, go with your own style or think about what you really like instead of saying I want everything to be white, I want everything to be Scandinavian, I want it to be this look, screeded floor, blah blah blah. Go with what you like, mix and match. Don't just follow. For example, I like dark wood for now, at least for the table. Doesn't mean every single thing in this place needs to be the same dark wood, match perfectly with everything. Dark wood, dark wood, dark wood. Everything is like a certain color or a certain tone. I think it's a bit too like showroom-ish, or like it's meant to look in a magazine, but this is your own space. You should make it look like it's what you want, your own space. For example, the track lights, there was an option to do it in white, to take the white tracks. But I was like, if I blend it into the wall, it's white tracks on white wall. I think it's interesting, but why not have that contrast, that contrast look, like how the fan stands out from the ceiling as like dark, almost black, right? Just try the track to be black as well, to give all that lines all over that. And then for the Ikea, for example, the Ikea wardrobe, it's dark gray. Previously, I thought I wanted a light beige color, which sort of blends in the same color as the other wall here. This one here is like a similar color, but it was so difficult to get. It was like out of stock or something. And I don't want to wait any longer, I bought the wardrobe in like two phases. First, it was the overall shell and shelving inside. And then I bought the door. I bought the door separately because it was out of stock. And it was still out of stock until I decided, let's get a gray one, a dark gray. It looks good. I think it looks good because the floor is dark. Can you see ish a bit? The floor is dark. The walls is lighter. Then the wardrobe is dark gray. And then it's like overall there's this contrast of light, dark, light, dark. It's not just everything one tone, one look. Okay, number 2 is space planning is fundamental. I don't think this needs to be emphasized so much. If you are a professional, of course you agree with this. Space planning is number 1. You need to plan out how much space you have, how much space you need to do basic stuff like walking around. So the main reason I like to have the moving table is the tables on wheels is really I can like be a bit more flexible with all these. Just move things around. If I don't have enough space, I can just move things around. But generally, it's good to plan out your space. For example, the wardrobe, how much space there is, where can you place it, things like that. And the third thing is that I really want to save on space. So, for example, all these drawers, so all these wardrobes, it's really good to put all the stuff inside and then keep away the clutter. That's one thing. The other thing is the wheels, right? All these the desk on wheels, and then the bed. The bed for now is still a mattress on the floor. I still think it's great. I can put it out anytime I want. And then I really want to keep as little things that is fixed on the floor as possible. So right now the wardrobe's position is fixed. The bed can be moved around. There is a wardrobe, there is drawers here that can be moved. It's also on wheels. The desk is also on wheels. And then that's almost about it, because I like to keep it flexible. I keep my walls as I keep my walls like this as untouched. I'm not sure if there's any other word, but left as empty as I can. The other side as well. The lime wash finish is like this is a good wall to do photography and stuff like that. So this is, I hope I gonna keep this empty as long as possible, so that I can like use it to take pictures. I also use the projector here. I just got a new projector about a week ago, and then it's okay. I'll do another video for this. This is the X Gimme projector. Then from here you can project to the wall over there at a roughly good size, and then you can lay down the bed here to watch shows or take photos as well, because you can project the walls you can project whatever visuals you want on the wall, and then you can stand in front of the projection, and then the projection is all over you and the wall. So it's very interesting to take photos like that. Another thing that is very flexible, as I mentioned, is the track lights. Yes. So imagine moving all these heads, these light heads, anywhere that you want. You want to point it against the ceiling, you want to point it against the wall, you want to point it downwards. But personally, I don't like it pointing downwards, because the lighting gives you that 12 noon shadows a lot more. And then flexibility on this side as well. I have the pendant light. I like that you can use pendant lights and track the old kind of track lights. The other thing that I didn't touch on is the curtains. Okay, so maybe I'll do the curtains later. So the flexibility of the space is really important, or a big deal to me. It makes it multifunctional. So you can do a lot more with the same things. You want to think about that. For example, this table, this standing desk, can I use it for photography as well? Yes, we have used it for taking videos and photos. I use it for work mostly. And what are the many things that you can use one particular object or thing for? As much as you can, as much as possible. I will try to make separate videos for all different topics regarding this. For example, lighting, the track lights, and then my Omnidesk setup, all my desk stuff, and then maybe talk about the projector in a separate video. Let me now talk about the curtains. Okay, so this is my curtains. So the curtains I did after the aircon was installed. Let me get my controller. So I have two curtains. So this is for day, this is for night. And then I'm a huge fan of blackout curtains, or curtains that can really block out the light. I got these from Ikea, but I got the Moto system thing installed by someone, people from a company from Shopee. So This was recommended by one of the aircon people, and then okay, there's pros and cons to this. To me, it's not perfect, but I'll probably make a separate video for this to talk about what I like and what I don't like. But generally, this is how it works. So there's remotes for this each one, and then so dark now. And then there's also an app for this, but I haven't used it, or I don't think I'll actually use the app because to me it's fine. I don't want to connect so many stuff to Wi-Fi, internet, app this, app that. It's alright. I'm good with the remote. Same thing for like the fan. So this can also be used with the remote, both sides. So really good. I'm okay with it. It cost about 500 plus Sing for the installation of the motor system. And then these curtains are from Ikea, as I said, but they're not perfect. They're not perfect. You know, sometimes after I got it installed, I for a while I thought, you know what, actually this is so expensive for this is quite expensive. Using a normal curtain that I manually pull is probably good enough. But anyway, I already made a decision. For example, if I take photos and I want the light to only be on this side, I can't really do that easily, at least easily. Can't really do that easily unless I unhook the curtains and then manually move things around here and there. So that's one of the things I thought about, like, actually, do I really need this? Not really, right? So if you have any questions or want to see more in-depth reviews, videos on particular parts of the room, products, I'll try to make more when I have the time to go more in-depth. But thanks for watching.